Welcome back to my channel Lomzy Sews. In today's sewing tutorial, I will share with you how I cut and sew this kimono crop top. As you can see, it has a standing collar. It's a very simple top that anybody can make. If that's what you're searching for, continue watching till the end to see how I cut and sew this. Make sure not to skip any part of this video so that you don't miss anything. If this is your first time coming across my channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell icon. And to my returning subscribers, thank you for always supporting. Let's start with the tutorial. You need 1 yard of fabric, that is 36 by 60, and here I have satin fabric. As you can see, you can use Duchess for this, you can use crepe, you can use a stretchy fabric for it. I'm using satin to make this. I folded my fabric into 4, as you can see. I'm going to square out a line that I'll be starting from. So I'm going to square out this place. This will be my starting line. The next thing I'm going to get is the length of the shirt. I want it to be 16.5 inches, and I've added 1 inch for hemming allowance, which made it 17.5. So I'm going to mark the neck width 3.5 inches, and then I'm going to mark the shoulder divided by 2. Shoulder is 15 inches, divided by 2 will give me 7.5. So I'm going to mark 7.5 here. From here to here, I'll come down 1 inch for shoulder sloping and mark it. I'll go ahead and connect this to this. I'm going to extend this shoulder line like this. From here to here, I have 17.5 inches. You can notice my center back and center front are on fold here. The next thing I'm going to mark is the circumference of the sleeve. The sleeve I'm working with is 12 inches. Divided by 2 will give me 6 inches. I'm going to add 3 inches to that for ease, and I'll mark it here. I'm going to extend this line in. So on this line, I'm going to get the circumference of my top, and I'm using the bust circumference. The bust I'm using is 34, divided by 4 will give me 8.5, and I will add 3.5 inches to that, which will make it 1, 2, 3.5, 12 inches. I'm going to mark 12 inches here. I'll square this line down to the hemline. Connect it like this. I'll go ahead and make a curve here to connect to the sleeve. So on the neckline, I'm going to come down 1 inch for the neck depth. I'll connect it here. And on the neck depth for the front, I'm going to come down 4 inches, and I'll mark it. I'll go ahead and also connect it. So the next thing I'm going to do is to add sewing allowance. I'm going to add 1/2 inch sewing allowance on the shoulder and 1/2 inch on the side seam. I'll go ahead and take out the back so that I'll be able to cut the neckline for the front. I'll go ahead and cut open the center front. So this is the front, as you can see, and this is the back. So the next thing we are going to do now is to sew this. And first of all, we are going to sew the button stand and the button hole. So I've gone ahead and ironed interfacing on this. There's an interfacing on it, and what I have here is 2.25, as you can see. So I'll go to my machine now and I'm going to place this right side facing together. I'm going to sew this straight like this, turn it over to the wrong side. So this is it after sewing it, as you can see. The next thing is to sew the shoulder. So I'm going to place the back on the shoulder like this, and I'm going to close the shoulder. This is it after joining the shoulder, as you can see. The next thing I'm going to do now is to hem the sleeve. So I'll go ahead, fold this like this, and fold it again and sew it. This is it after sewing it, as you can see. Next is for me to close the side seam. So I'll go ahead and close the side seam. So I'm done sewing it, as you can see, and I've also hemmed the lower part. The next thing for us to do now is to cut the collar. So I've folded my fabric into two like this, as you can see. I'll go ahead and measure the neckline. So you measure the neckline like this. What I have here is 9.5 inches. So I'm going to use this to make the collar. To cut the collar first, I'm going to cut it on my interfacing first, and then I'll transfer to the main fabric. So I have my interfacing folded into two, and I'm going to measure out the 9.5 inches. Remember, we measured the neckline on fold, so also on fold I'm going to mark this and square it out. Next, we are going to make a curve. If you notice, the standing collar is a curved standing collar. So I'm going to fold my tape into two like this and mark it here. From here, I'm going to curve the neckline. So from the outer edge of the collar, I'm going to come up 1 inch, and I'm going to connect this to the outer edge of the collar like this. Next, I'm going to mark the length of the collar. The length of the collar, I want to use 1.5 inches. I'll mark it like this and connect all the lines to the 1 inch. Mind you, I'm measuring from the curved edge all the way. So I'm going to connect this properly and cut it out. I'll also cut out the place that I came up with. Next, I'm going to curve the outer edge of the collar. Now the collar is ready. If I open it up, this is how it's going to look. So I'll go ahead and place this on my fabric, iron it on my fabric. This is it after ironing it, as you can see, and I've folded in 1/2 inch. I'm going to place it on my fabric like this and sew it here and cut it out. This is it after sewing it. I'll go ahead and turn this over like this and go to my ironing table and place it and iron it properly. This is it after ironing it. I'll just go ahead and trim this off. Make sure what you're trimming off, the allowance you're leaving, is at least 0.25. If you have watched this video till this time, remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. So I'll go ahead and cut off all these laces, leaving 0.25, as you can see. So the next thing I will do now is to bring my main fabric like this. I'm going to place this right side facing together like this, and I'm going to sew 1/2 inch sewing allowance. After sewing it, I will turn it over like this and stitch it. Don't mind all the rumples and all these things, because this is just a sample fabric. So this is it after sewing everything. You can see how curved the neckline is. Next, I'm going to just place this like this, and I'm going to put the buttons. So you make your buttonholes and place your buttons. If you have watched this video till this time, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. To my returning subscribers, thank you guys for always supporting. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.